So if I asked you the question, who are you? Or you asked yourself the question, who am I? What would you say? Often I ask this question to my clients. I say, well, who are you? If I ask you who you are, what would you say? And often they feel a little bit like stumped. They don't really know what to say. And as we go a little bit deeper, they will say things like, I'm a mother, I'm a sister, I'm a friend, I'm a brother, I'm a dad, I'm a husband, I'm a wife, I'm a grandchild, I'm an accountant, I'm caring, I'm compassionate. And all these labels are used to describe who they are. But is that the truth? Is that really who you are? Well, no, it's not who you are. That is the illusion. But the illusion is so strong that we believe that that is the truth of who we are. And we can only really start to discover who we are when we start to ask questions like, who am I? Because as soon as we start to ask questions like that, then the universe hears our call. It's like we're putting in a request to our higher selves and we're saying, I'm ready to go on this journey. I'm ready to discover the self. And this who am I question goes deep and it is ever unfolding. It will never end. You will continually discover more layers of who I am. But I just want to go into some of those layers of who I am, of what I have discovered, of who we are as human beings. So you are both human being, and by the man, that doesn't mean male or female, it means manifestation. You are a manifestation of antimatter. You are a hue, as in hue light being. You are a light being manifested in form, so you can have a physical experience, and you have chosen a character to play in this epic movie that we are in, this illusion that we come into and we forget ourselves. We forget who we are, so much so we get so absorbed into the movie, into the character of the movie. Now think about when you watch a movie and you get so drawn into the movie, it feels real, you move to tears, you feel emotions, you get connected to the characters. And this is what we do when we come in. We're coming into our own movie. We have our own script and we have written the script. With our highest selves, we have chosen the body. We have chosen the place that we live. We have chosen the experiences that we will go through. And why have we done that? We've done that to expand and grow souls. We've done that to awaken to the truth, to rediscover the self, to remember that we are united. We are not separate. We are one. We are connected to God, source, consciousness. So as we go on that journey of who I am, we start to understand that we are soul. We are energy. We are frequency and vibration. We are song. We are a musical note. We are harmony. We are geometry. We are shapes and colours and patterns, energetic patterns. We are beyond the mind. As we start to discover those aspects of the self, more and more unfolds for us, more and more comes into our awareness, and we start to take off. We start to open the prison bars of the character that we came in to play, and we start to become the director of the life rather than the character and circumstances and artificial programs directing your life. You can move into the driver's seat. You reconnect back to the soul, back to the truth of who you are. That is your power source. Connection to source, to God, to consciousness is our power. It's like tapping into the bonus levels of a game. Now, I know it can feel maybe difficult to see this as a game when it can be the emotions are so strong and so powerful. And that's why I like to liken it to a movie, because you can feel like you can get drawn into a movie, but it's not real. You can sit back and then realize, even though you can feel drawn into it and you can feel emotion, you can also then have an awareness. You can come back to an awareness that's not real. And that is the same for us. It's not real. I know it feels real. It's still a reality that we are experiencing. So that is not to belittle trauma that we have been through, because I know that in this reality people go through some horrendous traumas. It's not to belittle that, but it's to give you an awareness that whilst that is difficult and tough, it's not the truth of who you are. And as soon as you start to wake up from that, as soon as you start to awaken and start realizing who you are, you move into the driver's seat. Well, you can start writing a new story for yourself, and you can stop being pulled into things that really don't matter. You can have more compassion for the self, more acceptance of the self, more understanding of the self, and then you can have that for others. And together, as we all awaken from the dream, as we all remember that we are one, we are united in this sea of consciousness together, and that we chose collectively to experience this planet, and collectively to awaken, to remember the self. And through remembrance of the self, we remember the connection to God, to source, to consciousness, to the prime creator of everything. We remember that God source consciousness is pure love, pure light. And that God source consciousness, that God spark is within our bodies. It's just been numbed out. We've been distracted from it. And because we've been so immersed in the story. But as you wake up from the story, from the dream, you can connect back to that God spark. You start to remember you are pure light and love, and just connecting to that spark, which you can do in meditation, in stillness, in nature, connecting it just by acknowledging its existence within you and around you, it starts to ignite. It stops being dormant, because it's been dormant for most people for most of their life. It starts to ignite. As it starts to ignite, it starts to dissolve all those programs of not being enough. And again, I've got a video that I've just done on that, which really kind of links with this video that I'm doing now. So it would be good to watch that video as well. But it starts to ignite that pure divinity within you. Start to connect to your divinity. You start to dissolve everything that is not you. The stories, they are not you. The trauma, it is not you. You are not that trauma. It's not you. It's something you experienced to grow and expand your soul in some way. And at the root, at the core of growth and expansion is always love. It's always about finding more love and more compassion for the self and for another. And as we move into that, we dissolve everything that's not us, we connect to the truth. And as we do that, life gets sweeter. So ask yourself that question. Ask yourself that question on a regular basis. Who am I? And allow the universe, through synchronicity, to start revealing to you the truth of who you are. And it's not all going to come at once, and it's not all going to come in this is who you are. It's an unfolding. You start to experience and integrate the truth of who you are. It happens through synchronicity, which is the universe's way of communicating to you. It might just bring a book into your consciousness, a video into your consciousness. You might run into somebody that you're destined to run into. You might overhear something. You might be given a vision in a dream. You might see something in meditation, connect to something in meditation. Often when you come across certain material, it's just a knowing, it's a resonance. A memory is being activated within about the truth of something you are hearing, and you start to remember the truth of that. And this journey of who I am is the journey that we are all on, because as we discover the self, we remember the connection to God, and we start to ground that source, God consciousness, into the reality, and we do what we came here to do, which is to awaken, which is to ascend, which is happening right now for those that have the eyes to see it.